like to thank Mr. David Gross of Regency Nursing Home Center for offering a $25,000 scholarship for education. Okay, so I'm here with my great-grandfather, Rabbi Dr. Solomon Wulliger, and we're going to ask him some questions. Okay, so...
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. How can I help you? Here, as the war was already starting in Europe, and Hitler was already in Poland, and my parents came from Hungary and from Czechoslovakia, and my father saw what was going on, and he decided to try to take the family out. And I have 5 older siblings, and they came out with my parents, one of the very, very few Jewish people who came out in that year. Because most of the people that came from Europe came after World War I, and very few were able to get out before World War II because there were quotas. The president at that time did not allow immigration so easily, so my father had to get a special sponsor, somebody from America, to find a place for him to be a rabbi, for him to do something, because there was no welfare in those days. It was before President Roosevelt introduced welfare, and the country didn't want to assume any responsibilities. So thank God my father was able to get a sponsor, and he gave him a position in New York, and I was born here just after my parents came out. I was raised in the Lower East Side, just as the war was brewing, as the war was going on, you know, 1938, 39, 40, 41, 42. It was the height of the war when 6 million Jews were killed, slaughtered by the Germans, by the Nazis, and luckily we were able to be here. I still remember as a child, which I vividly remember, there were air raids in New York City. Supposedly that the Germans were attacking, either it was real that the Germans were attacking, I don't know, or maybe it was like a drill. But I remember a blackout where we couldn't go out on the street, and we heard the air raid, the sirens, and it was though like bombs were gonna fall any minute. I was a little kid, I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I saw the MPs, the military police with their white helmets, and the MPs on. I grew up there, and I went to yeshiva there, and after I finished yeshiva, went to high school and to rabbinical school, and I also went to college. Very few of the yeshiva boys went to college that time, and somehow my rabbis permitted me to go because they saw that I had potential to work with other people. So my first college, I received a rabbinical degree from Yeshiva Torah Gadash, which is a recognized rabbinical college, and I got a scholarship for the New School for Social Research, where I studied human resources management. And at that time, I was working for the city of New York. I was the director of work programs for the Department of Employment, providing jobs for many, what we call people who are hard to find jobs, hard to place. We trained them, and I directed that program. At the same time, so I was a rabbi in Los Angeles, and from Los Angeles, we got married in New York, then I went out to the West Coast, I was a rabbi, and then I came back to New York, I was a rabbi in the Young Israel in the Bronx, and then I became, as I said, the chaplain. Thank God, you know, our children, as they grew up, some were born in Arizona, one was born in Israel, one was born in LA, and 2 were born in the Bronx. I was in different places, and always working for the community. I got involved in a lot of different things. I always, my dream for my children is that they should try to help other people, because there's no greater satisfaction in life than helping others. And because of that, we were worthy that we were able to become foster parents of the elementally disabled child who was 5 years old and had no home, was abandoned, came to live with us and lived with us for about 30 years. And that helped a lot develop and mold the character of our family, of our children, to see to it that other people who are neglected and who are abused should be helped. So thank God we're doing that. I have sons-in-laws that are in business. I have two sons that are rabbis and working with people, and in fact working with developmentally disabled people. And I hope that our grandchildren and people like you, our great-grandchild, will also think about a career that not only to advance itself, but also a field in human services where you can help people live better lives.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for help, for interviewing me.